to the Hooked on Needles Craftcast. My name is Maricela, or Mari if you prefer. Today is August 30th, 2018, and this is episode 35. Hello everyone, I hope you've been well. I actually hit a little bump in the road this past month or so that I've been gone. I got in a knitting slump and in a life slump per se. Everything hit me and I was not feeling well, and so not a lot of knitting happened, but definitely crochet happened, and I decided to take the plunge and jump down the sewing rabbit hole because I had been putting it off for quite a while. So let's jump in with my finished objects. I finished up the mandala doily from Red Heart. I used Lily's Sugar and Cream, and I would like to change, if I were to do it again, to be conscious of my tension, because I did have some tighter rows, and so it's wavy in some parts. Like if I can flatten off half of it, but then the other part is like wavy, as you can see. So, and that's, I think, a tension issue. If I were to do it again, I would also use thinner cotton. I used all cotton, like I said, and that is quite thick cotton, so it became this huge thing. So I think if I were to do it again, those are the things that I would change or be conscious of. But totally recommend the pattern. It comes written or charted, whichever way, and it is crocheted. And I entered this and this next project, which is a bag, because I love bags. I just did a simple fan stitch in also Lily Sugar and Cream, and I know that this is violet stripes. I'm not sure what color the blue is. It's just like a royal blue. It's really pretty. But I am entering both of these projects in Poly Knits plant fiber along, or fiber blends, plant fiber blends. It's only going on until tomorrow. I entered quite a few of projects. I think I entered like 4 or 5 of them. I'm not even sure how many. But just because I have a lot of cotton, he gave me the push to get rid of some of it, or not get rid of it, but use it up. So yeah, if you haven't checked out his podcast, I think I've mentioned him before. And he is Poly Knits. And I'll put links in the description box below. And also crocheting, I decided this year to sign up for a couple of craft shows, just because I really enjoy making stuff, but my loved ones already have stuff, so I don't really want to bombard everybody that I know with all of my projects that I have finished. So I decided that selling some of them at these craft fairs would be a good thing. And since I love to make little things and amigurumis, I figured I should make some to sell. And these, I just kind of went off of pictures that I've seen. And I just kind of made them up myself. Some of them I've looked up videos for them before, but at the moment I just didn't want to, so I just kind of was playing around with the yarn and came up with whatever I came up with. So this, I've seen a couple of people post this on Instagram, which I just kind of did my thing, and this is what I ended up with, which is a little owl. And I made a different colored one, so I'm just going to show you one of each, or try to show you one of each, just because I don't need to show you all of the ones that I've done. But then I also made little pumpkins in different sizes, as you can see. And I don't really remember. I may have written it down. I don't have the notebook that they would be in with me, so I can't really tell you at this moment. And then I made this little pineapple. And with the pineapple, I was trying to give it a better texture, so I tried doing it with a popcorn stitch, but I wasn't liking it because I could see the stuffing through the stitches. And so then I ripped it out and decided to just do single crochet. And then I've made these little cups before, and I just kind of miniaturized them. So I made a little milk cup and coffee cup. And then this one I made special. I have a teenage daughter, and sometimes she can get a little grouchy, as teenagers can be. And so instead of me arguing with her and, you know, both of us getting into bad headspace, I usually tell her I love her and that she's a peach. And so I decided to make her a peach. And this is the only yarn this color that I had. And when I made, because I made a couple of the little peaches and I am completely out. I can't find it. I can't find any more. And with this one I used, I think it's Loops and Thread, their Capri line, but I don't think they're doing it anymore because I found some on clearance at Michael's. So I don't know if they're discontinuing it or what the deal is, but I really enjoyed using it for the Amigurumis. And so then I made a smaller one, and these I will be selling at the craft shows. And I hope you can tell that one of them's a little bit smaller than the other. This one's my daughter's, and this one is just a smaller bit of it. And like I said, I just kind of made up these patterns because I've been making amigurumis for quite a while, to where once you start doing something, you kind of get the hang of it and you realize that certain stitches will get you a certain shape and all that stuff. So that's just kind of what I did. I thought about making a tutorial because I don't know if I've seen a peach amigurumi tutorial before, but like I said, I can't find any more of this little peach color, so if I make it, it'll have to be like with a different yarn, and I don't know how I feel about that. But anyways, that's all of the crocheted stuff I have. And then in the knitting, like I said, I was not really feeling like knitting at all. And so I didn't really touch many of my projects. The ones that I did touch were these Rose City rollers that I made. And I made them thinking that I was going to give them to my daughter and that she was going to like them. But after I was done, she was like, no, thanks, it's fine. So maybe one day she'll think wearing hand-knitted socks is cool and she will finally put them on. But until then, I will be using them. I love this color. It is called Happy Dance. It is from Rock and Strings Creations. She has a website, which I will link. It is a speckled with neons color, and it was very nice to work with. I had tried making stuff with this yarn before and I was just not happy with them, and I'm loving these socks a lot. So I'm happy I finally get to wear them. And then I also made or finished up these socks, which I had talked to you about because I had not ever done a true afterthought heel, and I wanted to really do that. And I found that this would be the perfect opportunity when I finished these socks. These socks, this color is from String Theory Colorworks. It is a 80 merino 20 nylon blend, and it's in the dark matter color way, and it's thicker than fingering weight. And since I had, this is how much I have left, but since it was thicker, I don't have any yarn that I could have matched to go with it. So I did end up going to the yarn store, which is Eat Sleep Knit, and it's local to me. It's like 30 minutes away. And so when I went, I was telling one of the staff members that the yarn I had, and I wanted something to be around the same thickness of the yarn, and she showed me she showed me a couple of them, different companies and stuff, but I ended up going with Blue Moon Fiber Arts because they were the only one that had actual solid colors, or more on the solid side. I ended up getting the Very Merry green, and here it is. This is what I have left, which is practically the whole skein because I only used it for heels, and it was super nice to work with. Both of the yarns were really nice to work with. And here are my true afterthoughts. And I got lucky on this one because I had to pick up from a black row and a purple row. So there was not much confusion there. And in this one, I did have to pick up on both purples. But it was also not too bad because it was really close to the black. So I just, that kind of helped when I was picking up the stitches. It was so easy. It was so much easier than I thought it was going to be. And I was so happy with it. I totally understand why people prefer this method. It really is super easy to just knit your sock, be done with it, and then go back and put in heels. It didn't take me very long to put these in. I think it took me maybe 30 minutes each, if that. And you do have to Kitchener it closed, which some people find that a little bit frustrating, I guess. I don't have a problem with it at all. So yeah, I can totally see myself making some more afterthought heels, like true afterthought heels now. The only thing is that I feel like I should have used a sharper pair of scissors because the ones that I had were a little bit blunt. And I think that was the most scary part, was that I was afraid I was going to end up cutting more than I actually did. I did follow a tutorial from Woolly Wormy, I think it's called. I'll put a link on there. And so she recommends that you don't pull all of your stitches when you are separating and making the gap, so that you don't end up with a gap right here in this connection part on the sides. So if you pull it out, you will end up with a bit of a hole there. So I just made sure that I didn't do that. And yeah, I am super, super happy with them. I ended up going with the green color because, like I said, only Blue Moon Fiber Arts had actual like solid colors, and they had a pink, a gray, and then this green. And after thinking that I had purple and black, I wanted to go with the green because I am a fan of Wicked, and I am calling these my awesomely Wicked socks because they are awesome and wickedly colored. So yeah, I'm super, super happy with them. Like I said, I do see myself making some more of these with this afterthought heel. It was very, very much a joy to do. And then my last finished object is a sewing one because, like I said, I decided to jump into that rabbit hole. And it was actually inspired because I was watching a Spanish podcast. It is called Casa de la Vega, and it's hosted by Alma. She lives in Hawaii. and she was saying that she has dabbled in sewing before and decided to make a bag because she saw it on Instagram, I think. And all right, sorry, my brother called and I had to take it because he calls from Mexico. So anyway, so she showed a bag. The bag she showed is the Take Along Tote from Never Not Knitting. And I totally recommend the pattern. It is so well written. She really gives you nice pointers as well of like how to do it and what to do and all of that stuff. So I totally recommend it. She gives you 2 different sizes. I made the small bag, and I actually made 2 of them, but one I already gave away to my friend, my crafty friend that is always so generously making me stuff. So it felt really nice to make something and give it to her. So here is the bag that I made. This was actually the first bag I made, and I ended up giving her the second bag I made because it was a lot better. So this was the first bag I've made. I have not really ever sewn anything with a pattern start to finish by myself. When I have sewn with her, it's usually been where I cut the pattern and then she does the actual sewing, because I'm like, well, you've done this, go ahead and do it yourself. You know, like, so that it's better. So I have helped her with a bag like this. And I did make some mistakes, but I also feel like it's okay. Because I will learn from my mistakes. As you can see, I ended up having to sew 2 lines because the first one I did not catch the lining. And I also didn't catch it here. And so now I understand the the attention you have to put on your seam allowance, because it's in there for a reason. Really do use the seam allowance. And I did not do a great job lining up my lines. So that is something I definitely need to work on. But I did put a little clip, little clasp button or whatever it's called on here. And so I was happy to do that. I just used a very simple lining on here. I don't know what kind of fabric it has or it is or whatever. And the fabrics that I use, I honestly just got on super clearance one time, because I have known that I have wanted to learn to sew, and so I'm also I feel like I don't ever really want to spend too much money when I'm learning a new craft. So I've just been buying yarn, fabric when it's been on sale or clearance or whatever. And so that's where I can't tell you where I got it, how much I got it for, or anything like that. I did have to go and get some of this, I don't know what you call this. I don't know if it's a type of ribbon, but this one's nylon. They do have cotton, and she actually, I think, uses cotton in her pattern. But I bought some nylon and some cotton, and I just thought that, oh, I like the gray better with this bag. And I will put a picture up of the bag that I made for her, because her bag had way less mistakes, but it still had a mistake. I did miss a little bit of the, like I did in this one, I missed a little bit of the lining when I was stitching it. So I told her if she wanted to just go ahead and do another line, that would be fine. But I was really, really happy and proud of myself, even though it has a lot of flaws, I think. I'm going to keep it and I'm going to be proud of it, because that's where I'm starting. And so I can only go up from there. And that's what I'm going to use it for, is as a reminder of this is where you started. Let's see how far you get. So do expect some more sewing stuff. I don't think I'm going to be doing it regularly because it takes a lot of prep time to sew, which I never really had put much thought about that. And now I realize, it's a lot of work. I would say like at least 80% of it is prep time, and then you only get to sew for a little bit and that's it. So yeah, but I'm really, really happy with the stuff I have. So, works in progress. I will only be showing you the stuff that I've actually like touched, because like I said, haven't really had much of knitting mojo. So I will start by showing you these, which is one sock. It is using Toe Creations yarn in the Honeydew colorway. Lovely Megan was kind enough to let me know that that was the name of the colorway. It is a beautiful, beautiful green and gray color, and I love it. And as much as I want to keep it for myself, my father-in-law is on the list of people I want to make socks for, and his foot is not that much longer than mine, so I decided that these will go towards him, because since I finished these, it's another pair for me, and then these, it's another pair for me. So I decided to this would be a good call to just give these to my father-in-law. I am making one. I need to start the other one because I don't think I enjoy making them one at a time at all. So I need to cast on the other one and just to have both of them going, because it makes me feel weird not having them even, which, yeah. So that did get a little bit of love. And then the other day, my kids and I were a little bored, and so I was like, hey, let's dye up some yarn. And so I attempted to do stripes, and this is what we came up with. And I say we because my kids helped choose the colors, and my son actually chose the order in which the stripes would go in, and I was having a laugh because he wanted them to be symmetrical. So I'm going to have this gold color, green, orange, and this gray, and then it will go back to orange, green, and this gold color because that's symmetrical. I don't know why, but that's what he wanted, so I said okay. But I am loving these colors a lot more, like, now that they're knit up. When we first made them, I was like, okay, these are weird colors, I don't know, we'll see. But I love them. They are much fun, and as you can tell, I'm doing 2 at a time. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. And even though I hadn't really wanted to knit, I did finally cast on my my sister's shawl that I will be making. I ended up covering the pattern. Sorry, give me a second. I am making her the Pebble Beach shawl by Helen Stewart. It is for my sister, and I'm hoping to have it finished by her birthday. Her birthday is at the end of September. And something that I wanted to point out is that the pattern gives you the percentages that you are on. So I'm going to try and see if I can do this without it going crazy. But as you can see, I have like check marked the rows, and then it has a 5 right there. So that is when you are at 5%. And so as you're knitting, when you get to a certain row, it'll give you the percentage. And I feel like that is a total, like a good thing, because it keeps you wanting to go to the next percentage mark. Or at least it does for me. So I was thinking I was only going to get to 10, and then when I was done, I got to 20. So I was like, yay! So here is my 20% of the Pebble Beach shawl. It has little eyelets, and it is quite lovely. It is a very, very nice pattern, a totally relaxing pattern, I find. It does have a couple of rows where you have to pay attention, but for the most part, it's very relaxing. It's quite repetitive in a good way, I find, and so I'm really, really enjoying it. And I am using Malabrigo sock yarn in the Caribeño color. And I'm going to try to show you these. And I don't remember if I've mentioned, but she actually saw this yarn already wound up, and she was like, oh my gosh, is that for me? Those are my socks, right? And I was like, of course they are. Yes, that's for your socks. But it's not, it's for her shawl. She doesn't know that I'm making her a shawl. So I'm excited to be done with it and give it to her for her birthday, which, like I said, hopefully I will get done. And that's pretty much all I've been working on. Like I said, I just have not really had much mojo of anything. And that's okay. Sometimes it happens. But I am feeling better, so I'm hoping to get more stuff done. I definitely need to get all the socks that I have on the needles off the needles, because it's quite a few of them. And yeah, so that's all I have for you guys. I can talk to you a little bit about what I've been up to. I decided to be the copy mom for my son's grade level this year. And so I've been going in once a week to do copies for the whole grade level, which totally changes my point of view of teachers, right? Because they do so much teaching the kids, and then to also have to plan the lessons and then have to go and copy all of the stuff that needs to be worked on. Like, it's a lot of, it's a lot. And I also feel like, I'm doing it for the entire grade level. So one time I was there, like, literally the entire day, the entire school day. I go in when I drop off my son in the morning. And then, like, the first 2 times, I think I got out at, like, within an hour and a half of going in. But then that one time, I was there from when I dropped them off to when they were, like, getting ready for dismissal. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was a lot. And like I said, it totally boosts my appreciation for teachers. I appreciated them enough before this, so now even more. But yeah, I may be helping with the class mom thing. I've never been a class mom. But yeah, they did ask if I would be interested in helping with a couple of those activities. I don't know what a class mom does. But I'll give it a try. I told her I wouldn't mind at all. So we'll see if that happens or not. And all is well with the biggish one. She is enjoying high school. And yeah, I'm excited. Her birthday's coming up. She'll be turning 15. And yeah, so we're not gonna have anything big on her actual birthday. Like, people, you know, just our close family's gonna probably come over. But we're not really going to do anything big. At first, she didn't want anything, so we had not planned anything, because I didn't want her to be feeling like, okay, you were going to have this big party, because in the Hispanic cultures usually, well, I don't know if it's other Hispanic cultures, but I know for sure that in Mexican culture, a quinceañera is like a big thing, right? I had one, and I didn't really think much of it when I had mine, because it was just like a thing to do. And now with her, I didn't want her to feel like it was something she had to do. I wanted her to want to have the party, because she does not like being the center of attention, and for a whole day and you know, the party is for her. It would be just her and all this being showcased basically. And she was like, no, I don't want that. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna pressure you into doing this, it's fine. But then my sister went to Mexico over the summer and she bought her a dress. And she was like, I'm not sure if you're gonna like it. I just brought it because I felt like you know, it's your quinceañera and you need a dress. And she was like, it's fine if you don't have a party, like maybe wear it to prom one day or something. Like, I just needed to get you a dress, is what my sister told her. And so then she's like, can you at least try it on? And my daughter was like, sure, why not, whatever. So she tries it on and she's just like, oh my gosh, I love it. And then since then she's like, okay, maybe I do want a party. So I'm like, oh, okay. So now we will be having a party, but not until next year because it's too late right now to try and cram everything for the next like month. Like I said, her birthday is like mid-September, my daughter's birthday. So yeah, there's no way we're gonna have anything done within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, but I am expecting to get super stressed out with that. We have to go look for a venue and decide on a caterer and all that stuff. So I have never been such an adult. So wish me luck. I hope I make it through. But yeah, so that's really the biggest news I guess I could have for you guys. Thank you so much for coming to spend a little bit of your time with me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you are all enjoying all of your crafting and getting a little bit of crafting time every day, even if it's 5 minutes. And thank you so much. I will talk to you next time. Hasta la próxima.